Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Abingdon-Avon High School and semifinal night number 2 for the IHSA Class 1A sectionals here in Abingdon, Illinois. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Jake Croxton is alongside, and there come the Illini Bluffs Tigers. I would imagine would be the favorite in tonight's contest. We'll see the Peoria Christian Chargers come onto the floor in a few minutes. And Jake, these two teams, I don't know how often they play each other, but they're not very far apart. And they come all the way to Abingdon to play this game tonight.
Well, I can tell you how much they played each other. They've played each other twice already this year. In the ICAC tournament finals, Illini Bluffs was a 2-point victor, 38-36 on January the 13th. Then the very next game on January the 19th, they played again in conference play at Illini Bluffs, and the Tigers won 71-59. So the Tigers are up 2-0 in the season series on the Peoria Christian Chargers. The offense tonight for them will flow through Malachi Persinger. He's just a junior. We've heard that name for a couple of years, and we're probably going to hear it again next year. Much like last night with Peoria Heights, it's probably going to depend on what they can or can't do with Mr. Persinger to see how the success of Peoria Christian is tonight.
And then you look to the other side, the Division I signee, Hank Alvey, is where the Bluffs Tigers are going to look for production.
And they probably... It's more difficult than you think, because if you look at their last several days, Thursday last week you had practice and a 45-minute run over to VPC to watch the girls win the sectional. Friday night, then you got to go play Illini Central, win a regional title. Monday they went to Brimfield to watch the super sectional. The girls win again. Practice on Tuesday, you come scout your opponent, and here you are tonight playing in a sectional semifinal. You've got a state game maybe you want to go watch tomorrow at 9:30 for the girls. You hope to play for a sectional title on Friday here. And when do you sleep and when do you go to school?
And then if you make the sectional final on Friday, you have a game on Saturday for the girls. And if you win, you turn around and have a game for yourself on Monday.
That's right. It's a great time to be alive in Illini Bluffs, but maybe that's what Peoria Christian is hoping will maybe be the little bit. Because all it takes at this level and on these nights is just a little bit to have that opponent out of sorts, and maybe you can steal one.
Yeah, Coach Vass has been here before, maybe not in that scenario with both teams being in this far into the postseason, but he's taken enough teams down this road that Coach Vass can manage the time there.
Well, and I think he'll do just fine there. He is actually headed into the IBCA Hall of Fame this year. Congratulations to him. But tonight you got to execute. And so far, the last time Illini Bluffs lost was at the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament in the semifinal round. They've won every game since then. Yeah. So that even takes a toll a little bit. You win, you're expected to win, and you got to come out and keep fighting every night.
Yeah, and a couple things in hand with that, right? When everybody knows you can win, it gets harder because the pressure becomes more. But do you buy into the philosophy that it's hard to beat a team 3 times?
I do, and you just said it. Everybody knows. We've watched this group of guys for 3 years now. You know what you're going to have to do. You just got to go out and do it. You got to hope that the 3 guys in stripes are going to let you hang off Hank a little bit and try to beat him.
The thing is about Illini Bluffs, they've got more than that. They have Wyatt Hendel that can hit the key shots. Toby Cooper can do some great things. Jaden Washington's a decent ball handler. They've got all kinds of things that can work. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Jeff. How's the farm?
Good, thanks.
Nice choice. Let's get you loaded up.
No matter where you are or what you grow, make sure you start with Dyna-Grow Seed. For local farm expertise and local seed options, no other seed brand gets you closer to the results you want.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
And welcome back to Abingdon-Avon High School. TSSR Game Time Live, bringing you live coverage. I can talk, really, I can. Live coverage of IHSA Class 1A Sectional Semifinal number 2 of this particular part of the bracket. It's Illini, Bluffs, and Peoria Christian. Jake, getting ready for the starting lineups. We'll let you go through them as they're announced here and talk about who's starting.
Looks like he's going to go with Peoria Christian first. The Chargers, number 0, Jamison Fisher will be first out. Malachi Persinger, number 1, is a junior. He will be the one to watch tonight. He controls the offense. Everything pretty much runs through him. He's, like I say, he's just a junior. Gavin Walder, number 2. Josh Walton, number 11. And Lane Hunt, number 20, will start for the Chargers as they go through a sportsmanship announcement over the PA.
How many times have you said that announcement?
Oh, way too many. I think I have it memorized. Now you'll see them go through the Chargers. We'll switch over to the Illini Bluffs Tigers. Very familiar group. Jaden Washington, a senior. He'll be number 3. Wyatt Hindle, number 11, another senior. Devin White is a junior. He's the other guard, number 14. Toby Cooper, a junior forward, number 22. And the big man in the middle, the Lehigh commit. 6'9", Hank Alvey will be underneath number 44.
Seeing Peoria TV stations in the house, no surprise with this sectional that we've had going on here.
No surprise at all. They'll probably get a few ratings tonight at the 10 o'clock news. You know, the one thing you notice, the tallest guy coming out for the Chargers is Lane Hunt, number 20. And you'll see when the Tigers come out, if you don't know these squads, they'll be just a little bit taller all the way across with the exception of Jaden Washington.
Washington plays bigger, though. He's got good athletic ability. He can jump.
And he's kind of the guy they pick on just a little bit. You know, if you want to try to stop Hank Alvey, you want to try to stop Toby Cooper, who can go off for 20 if he wants to. Hindle, Devin White's, he can jump out of the building. That fifth guy is sometimes Jaden Washington, and they look at him and they say, okay, you're the one that you're going to have to beat us. Sometimes he does well in that role. Sometimes he struggles a little bit, but watch him tonight as well. He'll probably be a key.
Yeah, his defensive ability will probably be what they need the most out of him. Probably see Josh Vaughn come off the bench, I would imagine, a little bit here tonight. He can shoot the 3 if they feel like maybe they need to shoot a 3 a little bit. But they've got a little bit of depth, but not a ton for Illini Bluffs. If they get in foul trouble, it becomes much more difficult for them.
They've added a couple sophomores and freshmen to the roster. They've been dressing 9 guys most of the times I've seen them this year.
Here's the jump, and we're ready to get underway. Quarter number 1 is underway, and a quick tip. That was a little change of pace there for Lane Hunt, but it didn't work out. The Tigers come down with the basketball. Right to the rack goes Devin White. He's going to be fouled and draw the first foul of the game on the Chargers.
Walder picks up the foul. That's his first.
So free throws very quickly in this one. We didn't see very many free throws last night. Expect this game to be different in that respect, I think.
I think so too. Devin White made a nice move there past Walder. He got by him with his speed as he makes the first. And that's why Walder came in late and got a piece of pretty much Devin White's back going up there.
Missed the second. Devin White, one of the better players in the area too, but is a little the shadow of Hank Alvey to some extent, but he's a very good ball player himself.
That he is. He's very quick, and he started as a freshman. He's now a junior.
Toby Cooper can make some things happen for them as well. Persinger is the guy that we wait to see what happens with him. He's a good ball player. He's been starting since he was a freshman for the Chargers as well.
You see Jaden Washington has drawn his assignment as Fisher goes up and he's hammered.
And Alvey is going to get the foul on the follow-through, I do believe. We'll wait for official word, but I believe that's what's going to happen. It is on Hank Alvey, and one of the things Coach Vass likes to talk about is the fact that his team does not foul very often. They average about 12 or 13 fouls a game is all, and they get a quick win here with 7:15 to go in the first quarter. First free throw is good, and a chance to take the lead here for Peoria Christian. Live chat's open. Hop in there. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. Garrett Thumb, thank you very much. We appreciate the kind words, and hopefully you enjoy the game tonight. Here's the second free throw, and it's off as well. So both teams make their first and miss their second in their first trip to the free throw line, and it's 1-1. That's a score you don't see very often.
Not very often.
Two pillars come together, and unfortunately for Peoria Christian, they got the raw end of the stick. There's Alvey down low, and Jake, you mentioned a little bit, if he gets to work on the post, there's not really anybody, I don't think, without a double team that's going to stop him.
It's hard to stop a 6'9" guy from 2 feet away.
When you're only 6'4", or 3 or 2, right? Especially. 5 second, Persinger was dribbling the basketball out there. And we look, Jaden Washington is the one that's got the Persinger job right now, and he's going to go for the reverse layup. They're going to call it on the floor, and I think Washington's going to pick up this foul. He is. His first, team second.
He might have been on the ground when he actually took the swipe at him, though, but he did stop the shot from going up, so we'll see what happens.
They call it on the floor, actually. So that was, I think that was a good call. It was an early foul, I think, wasn't it?
It was.
Persinger, again, with Jaden Washington guarding him, dribbles back out, resets things. And really using the full half court there as he's about a foot from the half court stripe.
And Jaden Washington is within a hand's reach of him every step of the way.
Yeah, there's no dropping off for him, is there? The ball tipped away and ends up back in the hands. And it's going to be over and back if Persinger touches it up, and he will. Over and back, possession to the Tigers with 5:54 remaining here in quarter number 1. Michael Garrison watching from Lake County, Florida. Thanks for jumping in. We appreciate that. If you haven't yet, share the link. Let your friends and family know where you're watching from. Alvey missed a pretty easy shot there, wide open, but it's going to end up in the hands of Toby Cooper, left corner 3 off, no good. That's White comes down with it and puts the shot back up.
You were right the first time. Washington gets the rebound. He tipped it right to White, who went up and put it in.
Cooper nearly with a steal, and J.D. Beal got ran over right there, but it's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Chargers. Logan Walder watching from San Antonio, Texas, cheering for Peoria Christian. Thanks for joining us, Logan. 5:25 left.
There's Persinger.
His first shot is hard off back iron, no good.
As much as he's been shadowed so far, sometimes you just want to get that first shot off to try to get into some sort of rhythm.
3 by Hendel, off, no good. Ball on the floor. White comes up with it, and they're going to call him for a travel. He did have one knee down and stood up. I think that he was hoping that they didn't know if it was all the way down. I think that's what he was looking for there, maybe.
He's not too upset about it. He knows.
No, yeah, he was like, I did it, but maybe I can get away with it kind of deal.
More importantly, the white shirts seem to be the ones after the rebound at this moment. Ooh, nice move. Couldn't do anything with it, though.
No, they've collapsing into the lane. Hendel is going to pick up a foul right there, I do believe.
Yep, he held Walder on the way by.
Team's fourth, excuse me.
Third,
Third, I was third first time. Cindy Leaks watching from Dallas City saying go Tigers. That's where Coach Vass is originally from. Three on the way off, no good.
Fisher had a look earlier and didn't take it. That time he took it and was up short.
Down low, Alvey wide open. Backs in, puts the shot up. It's good. He's got 4 points.
Once again, the 6'9" guy from 2 feet away.
Yeah, he was using a lot of body. Persinger a little push off right there as well. He's feeling the effects, I think, of Jaden Washington up in his grill all the time.
We're 4 minutes into the first quarter, and he's real tired of seeing Jaden Washington already.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about it, and you mentioned it. There's a good pick. Got Persinger the ball. He spins, and still Washington is there, and he still had to force his shot up. It won't go. But Washington, everybody else is sagging off and helping with the other 4 guys. That goes off of Peoria Christian out of bounds. But Washington is not sagging. He's never leaving.
No, he is always there.
3:46 left. Kathy Robertson says, let's go IB.
Offensive foul.
We're going to call that on. Toby Cooper picks up the foul. His first, team's 4th. Fishing for Alvin. Thanks for joining us. Beth Emhoff out of town for work in Scranton, PA. So thankful for the broadcast. Go Tigers. Robin Hartley. Robin and Dan Hartley watching from Dallas City. And a travel is going to be called on Gavin Walder.
He started up before he put the ball down.
Jock Arthur, our cheerleaders here. Both ends of the floor, in fact. They're cheerleaders. Both teams have them.
I don't know if it's coming through in the broadcast or not, but it's pretty loud in here.
Yeah.
Both teams have traveled very well.
Reed Kelso came up as before the tip, or right before the tip when you were talking, and said, this is a good crowd. Very good crowd for a semifinal. Oh, nice pass. And a foul's going to be called. That was a great pass from Hindle. Might have went between the legs of a Peoria Christian defender, and Toby Cooper is going to be at the free throw line. The foul is on Jamison Fisher, his first, team second. Cooper to shoot free throws now. 7-1 is the score. 3:09 to go. First one's good. I knew a Hartley that used to sing some karaoke, Robin Hartley. Do you know that guy? Back in the day in Burlington.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Had some karaoke contests in Burlington. He sung a lot of karaoke. Second one's good as well. Connie Weaver, let's go to Illini Bluffs. 2:57 remaining. Walder, on the dribble. Now Persinger has it.
Dangerously close to the midcourt stripe there.
He spends a lot of time out there, doesn't he?
He does. Nice screen there on Washington that time.
And the ball lost, but right into the hands of Josh Walton. And Persinger has it again. He's got Alvey on him, and he has it stolen away by Washington, oddly enough, who wasn't guarding him at the moment. Devin White has it. Cooper, 2:20 down to Alvey, who puts the layup up and in. I wondered if Brent wasn't related to you, Robin. Timeout on the floor, charged to the Peoria Christian's Chargers. It's 11-1 with 2:17 to go. We'll take our first break as well. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
Let's go. Y'all like acres to take 4 tires, tight 4 tires of fuel, 4 tires of fuel. Come on, we got to get him back out there. He's a busy man.
I'm just here for seed.
It's all part of it. Suit up.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has everything you need to win the season and go full speed ahead.
And welcome back as we are here. A 30-second timeout called by Peoria Christian. Will be their ball on the inbound. And Jake, I'm a little surprised it took 11-1 to get the first timeout.
Well, you're kind of hoping to let the jitters go by and let things play out.
2 minutes remaining. Persinger. He's got Cooper on him now. Driving with the basketball was Trey Brickner, and a steal, and then, boy, there's a lot of contact, people flopping around there. Cooper has it stolen away by Persinger. And back the other way it comes. That's not Persinger, is it?
That is Gavin Walder with his
Gavin
first
Walder.
two. Confused by the hair. That's two nights in a row.
I know, I was confused by the hair. And then now, out of the timeout, the intensity has risen for the Chargers.
It most definitely has.
Ada Vass, the sister of Coach Vass, I do believe, watching. Go IB. Corner. Fisher. Oh, there's a nice cut by Persinger and a nice look by Fisher. And Washington is going to pick up the foul. Still in the first quarter here. 1:11 to go. That's foul. 5 fouls on IB.
And 2 fouls on Jaden Washington. Cole McCoy getting set to check in for the Tigers. I would imagine he's coming in for Washington, which will change this defensive dynamic just a little bit.
First one is good. Janet O'Neill is watching. Ben Waits says, let's go PCS. Melissa Edwards watching as well. Robin Hartley, I kind of wondered if Brent wasn't related to you. He could sing. I'm sure he still can, but back then he could sure sing. It was fun to listen to him. So 2 for 4 are the Chargers from the free throw line. Bit of a push off there. I couldn't see for the bar.
It was pretty close.
Down to Alvey, and it's off his hand, out of bounds. Devin White kind of threw it behind him. That's the same as a receiver cutting across the middle and the quarterback hitting just about a half a step behind, wasn't it?
Alvey has long arms. They're not quite that long.
54.8 seconds remaining here in the quarter.
Now, if you're Peoria Christian, you've got a shot here with a minute to go in the last possession if you can get there, maybe to limit the damage just a little bit.
Knocked out of bounds by White. It'll stay with the Chargers. 39.9 seconds remaining. Mary Robinson says, watch those fouls, guys. Keep up the great offense, though. Boy, Fisher really had almost a look to the basket right there, didn't he?
He did. Persinger had a lot of penetration there on Devin White, but he chose not to shoot it.
Oh, nice wraparound and a big block right off Cooper's head, though, and Cooper somehow saved it in with 20 seconds remaining. IB has a chance to do something here. Karen Steiner. Harold says go Chargers from Fort Myers, Florida. Oh, Devin White down low, wide open. He left it short, tips it again, gets it back. And a foul is going to be called. That is Persinger down there, isn't it?
It is.
It is. It's not a shot. It's on the floor. No, it's Fisher. They called it on Fisher.
That's 2 on Fisher.
He's going to leave. Checking into the game, or back into the game, I should say, is Lane Hunt, number 20. Katie Gamma says, let's go PCS. Cooper to Alvey. His shot's up and in, and it falls off. And he's going to get 2 free throws to end the first quarter. Untimed free throws here. Hunt's going to get the foul. Ends up being the team's 4th. And they might put a half of a second back on here or something. We'll see what they do.
I was going to say that.
The whistle definitely blew before the buzzer went off.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Jim
half
Williams
second.
is telling him to reset it. Like you say, 0.5 will be on the clock.
That was just luck, actually, but I just threw a number out there and got lucky. I wonder if they did the same thing.
Jim Williams, Tad Johnson, and J.D. Beal are the officials tonight.
First free throw good. Second one's good as well.
Oh!
Man.
off the front iron from three-quarter court for Persinger.
That was about as close as you could get right there. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, is it really just the end of the first quarter?
Feels a lot longer than that, doesn't it? But yeah, we're 8 minutes in.
It does feel a lot longer than that. We'll take a break. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
Welcome back to Abingdon-Avon High School. Dwayne Hulett, Jake Croxton along with you here for the second of 2 semifinals in IHSA Class 1A sectional basketball here at Abingdon, Illinois. First quarter, kind of jokingly said it seemed like it was a long one, but you pointed out it's only 7:15, so it wasn't that long. It just a lot of action, I guess.
A lot of action, and it definitely, Peoria Christian will have the ball to start here the second. They need some points.
Second quarter, 13-4. Near side, into the hands of Brickner. First time, there's a 3 on the way by Brickner. It's good. They needed that. Ben Waite says go Chargers. That's a big one right there, isn't it?
Big score, and also the Chargers are picking Illini Bluffs up at three-quarter court. We'll see if that changes things up a little bit as well.
Alvey nearly lost the basketball. Now he spins in, throws a shot up and in. That was as good of defense as an undersized guy is going to play on a big guy. Kicked out. Brickner again. Off that time. Rebound by Hunt. His shot's off, no good. Alvey all alone up high for the rebound. You had your hand up. That would have been huge if you could hit that 3, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that was going to be 2 in a row there, but it just didn't quite work out for Trey Brickner. He's the leading scorer for the Chargers off the bench.
Oh, there's a charge. Toby Cooper lowered his shoulder, gets called for the charge. His second, team's first.
He's not happy about it, but he definitely lowered his shoulder.
Yes, he did. First Tiger with 2 fouls or more, correct?
No, Washington has 2.
Oh, that's
He's been
right,
on the
Jake.
bench for
That's right.
Probably, 4 minutes now?
3, a long 3. Man, that was as far in and out as it could go. Darwin Stahl, Darwin and Robin and Chloe say good luck Chargers from Phoenix, Arizona. We had them from every corner of the country pretty much last night, and it's working that way again tonight.
I bet Yankton, South Dakota's not. They're probably frozen tonight.
Yeah, they probably are. I was about frozen this morning, I'm not going to lie. It's cold around here, too. Alvey with it, baseline, pump fake. Drives, shot off, no good. Lowered his shoulder, cleared out, and got the bucket. Briley Pierce says A-Town proud. Over to Hunt, blocks. He did the pump fake, but Alvey's just got enough height that he didn't even have to jump. Alvey down low, counted, and a foul.
Hank Alvey has 14 points now. If he completes this, he'll have 15.
Is that how that works?
That is how that works. And just as important for the Chargers, that's the second foul on Lane Hunt.
And checking back into the game's Josh Walton, number 11. So see if I can read the numbers well enough to set the floor. Persinger's still out there. Walder's out there. Brickner is out there. Free throw is good. As we said, number 11, Josh Walton. And number 13 is Jacob Walton. The reverse layup by Persinger. I don't know if that's the kind of shot you want to take, but it went in, so you'll take it, right?
At this point, anything that you can get is what you need to get back in it.
Wyatt Hendel's going to try to get it across half court. They use most of their 10 seconds right there, so the pressure is hindering the fact to get it across half court, but it hasn't really hindered any turnovers as Josh Vaughn's in the game. He looked at the 3, and You want to see a player not afraid to shoot the triple. Josh Vaughn is it. Down low to Alvey. Alvey puts the shot up and in. Richland Garcia is watching. Dalton and Richland says, let's go Tigers. Nice little jump stop, but can't finish. Alvey kicks it out, but it's picked up by the Chargers. That shot rattles around and falls in. And I can't.
3. Trey Brickner.
Trey Brickner, number 3. I don't know whose idea it is to make purple jerseys with black numbers, but and then the little bitty number on the front doesn't help any, does it?
They're bigger than the ones that the A-Town girls have.
Yeah, that's yellow on white. All kinds of trouble down there. And then coming in from behind, I believe that's going to be number 13. Is that who that is? It is. The foul's going to be on Jacob Walton. His first
foul.
Team second.
Jamison Fisher comes back in for the Chargers.
Walton of the Jacob variety takes a seat. So it's Hilton, Vaughn, McCoy, White, and Alvey on the floor for the Tigers. Devin White's going to drive and then hesitates and gets the shot up and in, wide open. 24 to 11. They've played 2 relatively close games, though. You have to expect. There's Persinger. Man, there's a lot of contact on that follow through. Devin White gets the block, though. Stays with the Chargers. I was going to say you have to expect the Chargers to make a run or two here in this game before it's over, though.
Yeah, you can't stop now. They will surely make a run here at some point.
Fisher with it. Spin. Loses it. Brickner for 3. Nailed it.
And there's the guy that's doing it. 8 points for Trey Brickner off the bench right now. All of those coming here in the second quarter.
Joey Holland watching from Poland, Germany.
Isn't that 2 different countries?
Yeah. I was going to go there. There's Vaughn for 3. He answers. And to the rack and up and in. Malachi Persinger answers with a 2.
William Imhoff.
The layup up and in for Devin White.
Sorry, folks, we were distracted. William Imhoff's trying to check into the game. He's got his jersey on backwards.
Hey, at least he had it on.
He did. He doesn't at the moment because he's trying to get it right side up.
Alvey with another block. He can't take his jersey off on the sidelines. He has to go to the locker room. That is a technical.
That's
we
right.
saw that, didn't we?
We did. Who'd have thought we'd ever have to see that again? The ghost of Dave Hasley is here.
Fisher loses it. Joey Holland says, sorry, I live on the border, so that's what I call it, Poland, Germany.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, we'll take it. We'll count you as both, too. How about that? Alvey to the rack, and a layup's good. Largest lead of the game at 15, but right back the other way. Counted and a foul. Jamison Fisher gets the bucket.
I haven't had the opportunity to get it in yet because they are so fast, but that's how Peoria Christian is choosing to try to combat the Tigers. They are, as soon as the ball is in, they're down the floor as fast as I've seen anybody down the floor all year, every single time.
McCoy
they're trying to beat them.
Gets the foul. His first, team second. Well, there's twofold for that, I would imagine, right? You can wear out a team that doesn't sub a whole lot, maybe try to wear them out a little bit. 3-point play is completed. Lori Smith says, let's go Chargers from your math teacher, Mrs. Smith. Swansea, Miller Macy, and Mrs. Matsky cheering on our Tigers. Oh, McCoy has it blocked out of bounds from behind, but that was a great give and go.
Great give and go. McCoy was in the right spot, but he gives up about a foot to Alvey and probably 3 or 4 inches to the defender, which was Josh Walton.
Inbounded to White. He had it tipped away. Suddenly, Peoria Christian's playing defense on every white jersey, just like Washington was playing on Persinger earlier in the game.
The intensity is still there. They're just got a hole that they dug to start here.
McCoy's going to try to answer with a three. Cannot do it. Tipped by Alvey, but right into the hands of Persinger. Or excuse me, that was not Persinger. It was Walder. And it's lost out of bounds. It'll stay with the Chargers, and a chance to cut this to a 10 or even a single-digit lead here with a three.
Timeout, Illini Bluffs.
The 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Both teams have used a 30-second timeout each way. 1:37 to go here in the first half. Anything that you think needs to happen for either team here in the last 1:37 of the first half?
Peoria Christian needs to take every single advantage of every offensive possession that they have to try to cut into this lead going into the break. Illini Bluffs has the possession or coming out currently, depending on if you get a jump ball between now and then. But, you know, whatever storm that comes, they just kind of need to weather it on the Illini Bluffs side.
It has been a much different pace, I feel like, since that 30-second timeout from Peoria Christian. The pace has picked up immensely.
Well, and you run the risk there, too, if you have that big lead. If you take your foot off the gas on your own, you know, you could run yourself into a spot where you put it right back to where the Chargers can come back. We've seen that several times.
My goodness. I got something to tell you in the live chat here, Jacob Croxton. Fisher with a shot. It's off, no good. Nobody updated us. Brandon Hook, 19-4 fourth quarter for Macomb. They win 41-40.
No way.
Yes. Yes, they did, according to Brandon Hook. That was on our channel as well, but we watched the three quarters and had to leave. And there's back the other way, another bucket.
They're burning down the sports corner.
That's Gavin Walder right now. Got the bucket right there. It's back to a 10-point game. And the winner of this plays Camp Point Central, the Panthers, on Friday night at 7 o'clock here at Abingdon. The winner of this game does. Boy, that was a fun one to call, I bet, for BJ and Justin and the crew in Canton tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look at that tomorrow.
Devin White. Holding for one shot here, probably, I would imagine. Well, maybe not. Alvey skips it out to McCoy. Wide open three. Well, a little contested later, but he made it. Late run and jump at him, but he made it nonetheless for Cole McCoy, his first 3 points.
By the time it was contested, it was too late.
Three on the way by Persinger. He nailed it from the 10-foot line. Anything you can do, I can do better. And Persinger answers. It's still a 10-point game. 7 seconds left. Alvey with it. Has it stolen away. And Alvey's going to pick up a foul, man. That'll be his second. I don't know if I would have taken that foul or not. I think I'd just let him try to do something with it. 2.8 seconds left. It does not result in any free throws, but end of the game is going to be number 44, Elijah Ramsey, a junior. He's the biggest kid on the team.
Here also is Washington has 2 fouls. He's going to come back onto the floor for the Tigers.
Josh Vaughn takes the seat.
To put a period on Hank Alvey's foul there, you might have wanted that in your hip pocket for the next half.
Alvey gets the steal, can't get it off. He's going to shoot it anyway, and as it turns out, it wouldn't have been good. Second shift crew listening and cheering on our Tigers from infamous Prince 355, and then Joey Holland wants to know, do players have to tuck their jerseys in anymore? It used to be a technical. I believe they're supposed to, but it is not a point of emphasis anymore.
Well, you'll see the guys once in a while when you come out of a timeout, if it's in discourse, they'll remind them to tuck it in, but it's not as you say, it's not a technical anymore.
Got Reed Kelso under the headset now, and he was here with us last night at halftime. Well, you got your crowd tonight, kid.
Got a really good crowd tonight. I figured tonight would be a really good crowd. You know, I thought Camp Point, last night they're coming off Vandalia the night before, so I thought we'd have a good crowd tonight, and hopefully Friday night we have a good crowd too.
Pretty good first half. 10-point lead. intensity picked up the last quarter and a half of that half.
Yeah, it really did. That three, Albie made the three to make it 34 points?
Cole McCoy.
All right, so the three he made, if Peoria Christian, you got to be thinking if we could have cut this to 7 points, it's not a bad deal. But you did get a second foul on Albie, which is big. So I noticed in the beginning of the game they were kind of driving at him, trying to see if they could get a couple fouls early.
Did you watch the broadcast of the Macomb game?
No, they win.
They had a 19-4 fourth quarter and won 41-40 over Peoria Manuals, what we just got told.
No way.
That's
All right,
I
I got to go.
Reed says no way. He's got to go check it out. So he's going to pull it up on his phone and take a look and be back here in a minute.
If you don't know from home, he's the AD at A-Town, but he's from Macomb.
He's a Macomb graduate.
He's got a smile on his face, too. So
yeah, he just walked away. Now he's coming back. We'll see if that is the case. So we worked through halftime here. Still 8:20 to go in the halftime. As we worked through this first half, we saw some things develop and change. What do you think Illini Bluffs is talking about in the locker room right now?
Well, we kind of say the same thing over. Go ahead, Reed. We'll talk about our stuff later.
I'm kind of surprised Macomb won that game. I talked to Coach Anderson quite a bit. I think he thought it was going to be a dogfight. But I told him, I said, if you keep below 45 points, you guys might win the game. It will look like they kept them below 45 points.
Hey, and we might point out, you said the first team to 40 would win last night, and you're right.
Yeah.
Now they both got above 40, but the first one that got to 40 was the winner.
Yeah, last night was a really good game, too. I was really quite impressed with Peoria Heights. I didn't know much about them. We don't play them anymore since we're not in the Prairie Land Conference anymore. And they did a really nice job. I had seen Camp Point a couple times, and Camp Point does a really good job. Those guards are really good, and they play really disciplined.
Brandon Hook, who gave us that information, says, come on, Reed, you can trust me.
Right? I'm good for Macomb. To be honest, being a Macomb guy, I'd probably be there Friday night if I wasn't hosting a set. I know I'd be there. I would have been there tonight.
Well, I know Mark, the athletic trainer, had already made plans to kind of come this direction Friday night, too, but he's going to be busy as well, too.
Yeah, I bet he's happy to switch his plans.
So we talked last night that this is a big undertaking for a school to do these. Is it bigger when the crowd is this size?
It is. We kind of run stuff. This is my third or fourth year hosting a sectional or some sectional volleyball, so I kind of get a pretty good idea. We had a crowd like this 2 years ago when United played Southeastern, I believe. That was a really good crowd. There's a lot to go on. You have a few extra people help out with the officials, stuff like that. But stuff we do during the shootout normally. We got a really nice gym here. We like to use it. We even pulled out the bleachers upstairs. So hopefully Friday night we can pack this place. And it gets loud. I was down the hallway. You can hear the crowd.
It's more fun with more people, right?
Absolutely.
Jock,
Absolutely.
It is halftime, Jock. 6+ minutes to go here. Pork raffle for the softball team. Is that what I heard?
That's what I heard too. Yeah, they're having a pork raffle. I don't know a lot of the details. I just kind of found out about it tonight. But yeah.
Tell you what, if you can have somebody come up and get us some information, I'll
get them up here.
We'll get them out. Send a softball player up here. We'll just have them call some of the game with us.
There you go. Hey, I see. We got some basketball players down in front. Some of our girls players are. So
is Haley?
Yes.
Haley down there?
No, I don't think Haley is.
Who's down there? Is Kennedy down there?
Yeah, she's down there.
We'll have Kennedy come up. Does she play softball? Probably not.
No. She does bat. She should.
She should. Have a softball player come up and we'll talk to him.
Okay, I can.
Okay, sounds good. So I was asking Jake before you came back, still surprised that Macomb won, apparently.
Yes.
Well, in fairness, what was it when we turned it off? It was
they were down by 12 or 13.
12 or 13.
I'll be honest, I forgot they were playing at 6. We've been so busy here. I was going to turn it on, but I'm glad I didn't.
We watched part of it. Want to say hi to Zoe and Emma Hitz watching from La Harpe. King Q's back with us again tonight. He was here tomorrow night.
That's a big upset. I don't think anybody thought Rock Ridge and Macomb would be playing for that sectional title. I think everybody in the state thought it'd be Peoria, Notre Dame, Peoria, Manual.
I'm going to say, though, that anybody that watched the Rock Ridge Macomb game for the tournament championship at Macomb Western Holiday Tournament is not going to be disappointed with a rematch of that game.
No, that was a 3-point contest going down to the last possession there as well. So
we should probably just meet in Monmouth for that.
Yeah, that's
Roseville Gym. We could meet in the Roseville Gym.
The old
Roseville Gym.
Yeah, let's do that. Jake don't even remember the old Roseville
Gym. That's
the
great thing about the IHSA. They used to do Western Hall for the Sweet 16 or Super Sectional, which is great. But it's cool to do it in these high school gymnasiums. Going to Jacksonville Bowl School for the Super Sectional. I like having it in the high school. I think it's a better feel than Western Hall. You really got to pack it.
Yeah, Western Hall was a great place back when, I remember those were the biggest crowds to be in Western Hall were super sectional crowds.
Especially if you get like a Macomb there or something like that. I can remember going a couple times as a kid.
When Macomb was there, it was craziness, that's for sure. But
the
a
last
little
time I was
different
in
now.
there was Farmington and somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We got Mr. Priceman, 13, says, let's go PCS. Malachi dropping 40. He's going to have to get going in a big way if that's going to be the case.
He's tied for the leading score, but he's, like you say, the pace is going to have to probably triple or quadruple here.
Well, I think Alvy's a lot inside for their height.
Yeah. Alvy has had a great first half.
And
There's
I'll
no
be
doubt
honest,
about that.
that's as good as I've seen him play. We've had him here for the shootout 2 years in a row. I've seen him at Bushnell, I've seen him at Macomb. Now, I might have missed something. I'm not saying it. But 19 points is about it. From your superstar, that's what you want. Like, that's what he is.
He dominated the first half.
Like, let's be honest. This time of the year, you ride your best players, and that's exactly what Bluffs needs to do is ride their best player.
The player that I'm surprised hasn't been in there is Elijah Ramsey. He may not be the best player for what they want to do, but he's the best player to try to shut down Alvy because he can physical him a little bit.
Yeah, height and maybe a little bit of football size. I don't know if Peoria Christian has football, but
no, they play soccer. I think they got second place in state soccer this year. So good athletes.
Jason Hahn, thanks for the kind words, and want to wish a happy birthday to Brenda. Oh, I'm going to butcher this last name. Bleichner. Brenda, at any rate, happy birthday. 2:30 to go. Bluffs is back out on the floor, and here comes the Chargers as well. What's your take on the second half, Reed?
I think Peoria Christian needs to come out and get some points in a hurry. I think they come out and hit 2 threes, it's a different ballgame. You know what I mean? And they can put points up, but like they played us in the regional championship, A-Town, and we're really good on defense. And I think they came out in that second half and put up like 14, 15 points in like a 2-3 minute stretch. Like they can shoot. Number 20, I know, got hot against us and got hot in the game against Williamsfield. So, but let's be honest. This is Bluffs' year. They've been waiting for this. Like this is the time to take advantage.
Yeah, I would.
You've played here. You kind of know the rims. You know the routine.
Well, and I think that's one of the reasons why Coach Vass and the crew likes to be at Bushnell, likes to be in the shootout, because they're playing in gyms that they plan to play on later in the year.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on I hope to have the girls section here next year, and I hope to have the boys again in 2 years. So it's a great location for it, and we enjoy hosting it. I got to go, guys.
All right, have fun tonight.
Appreciate you guys being here.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for being here. All right, Jake, back to you. Let's go some stats, and as you're talking some stats, why don't you tell us what you think the keys for both teams are?
For the Peoria Christian Chargers, Trey Brickner is tied for the leading scorer off the bench. He had 8 points in the second quarter. Malachi Persinger ends up with 8 in the first half. He had 2 free throws attempted and made 1. Gavin Walder has 4 points, and Jamison Fisher has 4 points. Fisher with the other free throw attempts for the Chargers, he was 2 for 3. Peoria Christian, they need to do exactly what they've been doing. They need to be fast off of a defensive rebound from Illini Bluffs, and they need to continue to pressure the Tigers with the three-quarter court defense that they've been in. They just need a couple more shots to fall. For the Illini Bluffs Tigers, Hank Alvey has 19 points thus far. I mean, you would think that he'll cool off, right? Maybe, maybe not. Illini Bluffs' Devin White is second on the team right now. He has 7 points. He was 1 of 2 from the line. Cole McCoy and Josh Vaughn each have a 3. Toby Cooper is 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Hank Alvey is also 3 for 3 from the stripe. That is, now I can't do the math in my head. 2, 4, 6, 7. They're 6 of 7 as a team from the line, our Illini Bluffs. They just need to keep doing what they've been doing.
Yeah, and they're not going to start. Peoria Christian's not starting Ramsey. They brought him out there at the end of the half, but I don't like the hack-a-Shack, hack-a-Hank kind of deal. But
well, some teams have tried that, and we've seen that a lot, and it usually backfires.
Right, it backfires in the end, but they don't ever start like they've started tonight. And Alvey, I've never seen Alvey have 19 points that easily in the first half in all the games I've covered from him.
I haven't either.
So whatever you're doing, it didn't work defensively in the first half. Now the opposite side of that is there's a 3 by Hendel off, no good. The Illini Bluffs Tigers have done a great job on Persinger.
That they have, and Washington starts the half. He was in foul trouble as he gets screened by Fisher there.
He is following Persinger everywhere he goes, and had to fight through a pick there too. Persinger shots off, no good. Alvey tracks down the rebound.
And I don't know how well it shows up on film, but Persinger is probably the fastest guy on the floor right now. When he's running through there, that's max speed.
Hendel again, the jumper. It's off, no good. Alvey tips it, and finally grabs it himself. Little Drew Cisse kind of action right there. He tips it to himself until he can get it. That's what he did right there. 7:08 remaining third quarter, and I didn't update the quarter yet. I should do that. I apologize.
A lot of traffic there. Oh, Cooper almost got it back, but it's going to be off him out of bounds. That was a bounce pass through 3 Chargers that ends up in the possession of the Chargers.
6:50 remaining. That's in the hands of Gavin Walder. Now Persinger has it. He is working so hard to get any kind of a look at a basket, though. Walder's shot, little left-handed jumper up and good.
Now once again, you see the Chargers picking up Hendel at 3/4 court.
Oh, very close, but the ball never came across half court, so that's why it wasn't an over and back, but that was about as close to over and back as you could get without having one right there.
Coach Vass stoic on the sideline. I think he trusted him.
Student section for Peoria Christian. They're down low again, and a dunk for Hank Alvey.
Trey David stood up on the bench before that and yelled at Toby Cooper to go out, and that cleared the way for Hank.
Marlon Bonikowski says, let's go Tigers.
Illegal screen.
That's up top. It's on Fisher.
That's 3 on him.
That was actually away from the ball too, wasn't it? It wasn't a ball screen. It was a.
He was clear of the 10-foot line.
Yeah, that was some sort of a pick they were trying to run at the top up there. Well, that's a tough one to get on your main ball handler this early in quarter number 3. 5:38 remaining. Washington brings it up. Persinger trying to return the favor on him a little bit. Down to White. To Alvey. Free throw line. He spins in. And just a little lean right there. Alvey. Oh, what a steal by Cooper. Into the bleachers he goes. And it's Tigers basketball up by 12. Oh, a little give and go again. White gets it blocked from behind, though.
Here's the speed of the Chargers. That's on Alvey.
Alvey's going to pick up his 3rd. Team's first of the quarter.
Jamison Fisher's 2 of 3 from the line so far. He'll have 2 more attempts coming up here.
So, any kind of a question of whether Alvey stays in or out here?
I think they'll let him stay for a while.
.501 left.
Missed
Both of them rattled in and out. Things to start this quarter at least seem to be going IB's way. Chargers did have it cut to 8, but since then it's been all IB. Fisher was up in a grill of White. Washington into Alvey. He puts the shot up and in.
Josh Walton had his hands all over Alvey, and he just can't handle him under there.
Well, shots in and out, no good. E-Hook 0-1. We can lay off the bad mouth in the other team if you would. Here is Washington with it. 4:10 remaining. Wyatt Hindle pump fakes, drives, puts the shot up, off, no good. Aiden Bonk, you can do the same. Alvey with the rebound on the missed shot by Persinger. Back the other way it goes.
Ooh.
That is over and back. He had not landed before he caught the ball, I don't think, had he? It was close, but I can see why they called it.
I'd have to read it. Now, to what you said earlier, you were surprised Elijah Ramsey wasn't on the floor. Guess who just checked in the game for the Chargers?
Persinger with it up top.
Nice screen by Ramsey there.
And Alvey, another block that landed on the baseline. It'll stay with the Chargers.
Ramsey's screen gave Josh Walton a great look at the basket there, but again, he ran into 6'9" Hank Alvey.
Ramsey's just got some size that helps a little bit, I think. You know what, if that makes any sense? Reverse layup, off, no good. Ramsey knocked that one away from Alvey. Shot up and in by Gavin Walder.
8 points now for Gavin Walder. 3 Chargers have 8.
Now Ramsey's going to pick up the foul on Alvey. Alvey turnaround, counted, and a foul. And the foul is going to be on the other 44, Elijah Ramsey. The team's 3rd foul.
He was in the right place. It's just so hard when you give up that much height.
2:54 to go in quarter number 3. Alvey finishes the old-fashioned three-point play.
That's his 28th point with 2:50 left in the 3rd.
And matches the largest lead of the game. Shot up and in, and they're going to call Alvey for foul number 4. And I'm pretty sure at this point that's exactly what they're trying to do. Persinger is driven to the rack to Alvey, 3 straight trips down the floor, and they get foul number 4 on him right there with 2:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. This game is completely different if they get Alvey out of the basketball game.
And you see Cole McCoy headed over to the bench to check in for the Tigers. You have to assume that's who he's going to replace.
This one gets a whole lot more exciting down the stretch if Alvey has to come out. Persinger hits the first of 2. Alvey does take a seat, literally giving a foot up here probably in height difference, and Ramsey takes a seat.
Now Lane Hunt comes back in, and he's now all of a sudden having the green light underneath the basket with his height as well.
Exactly, a whole different ball game with Alvey on the bench. Second one's good as well.
10 points now for Malachi Persinger. Persinger almost got that one.
Double team of White. Did have it knocked away that time.
Right into the hands of Wyatt Hindle.
Back and forth it goes here. Off, no good. White with the rebound to put back, no good again.
I think that's on Hunt. That's his 3rd. Devin White's 3rd trip to the line tonight. He's 1 of 2.
Off, no good.
Jacob Walton is back in for the Chargers.
4 team fouls now on Peoria Christian. Second one's off, no good.
First time we've seen Jacob Walton run the point as he gives it to Persinger there. How did he get through there?
I'm not sure, but he's going to get fouled again. Who's it going to be on? They're going to call it on number 11, Josh Walton.
Nope, Hindle, other side.
Oh, other side, my bad. It was on Wyatt Hindle.
Persinger's 3 of 4 from the free throw line.
He's hit the last 3 points from the free throw line. .156 left in the third quarter. He's 4 in a row, and it's down to an 11-point game.
Little different look on the three-quarter court there, just kind of a man press. Oh!
And Cooper knew he did it, and no whistle came.
Everybody else saw it too.
I think the officials thought his toe stayed on the ground, to be blatantly honest with you, but Cooper was trying to give it away. Devin White being harassed out there, 1:13 remaining.
There's Washington, he didn't shoot it.
I think they're holding for one shot here, to be honest with you, unless they get a layup.
You would certainly think so. That gets you out of the quarter and maybe a little bit more time on the floor with Hank Alvey. That's Jacob Walton with the foul there, his second. And they'll be shooting.
Got 2 free throws coming here.
Devin White with a chance to redeem himself at the line here. He missed 2 just a moment ago.
54.5 seconds left. Made the first. Well, Peoria Heights lost to Camp Point Central last night, so they made it exactly as far as the loser of this game did. We'll find out which team that is here in just a little bit as we're working towards the end of quarter number 3. Persinger gets it across half court, 45 seconds left. He's going to drive again, loses the ball, gathers it back up. Got smacked in the face, and I'm not really sure if he got smacked in the face or if he did the smacking.
3 coaches on the Tiger bench just stood up with one finger. You know what they're trying here.
McCoy with it, up to Devin White. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Eight seconds. Devin White dumps it out. McCoy for 3. That'll be huge if it goes. It does! A 3-pointer for Cole McCoy from the corner, and it got backboard. Rim way up on the backboard and back down through the hoop it went. And at the end of the third quarter, the lead is at its largest, 15 points, 47-32. We'll take a break and be back for the final 8 minutes here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Welcome back to Abingdon-Avon High School. Sectional semifinal number 2. It's a 15-point game, but it seems a lot different than that with Hank Alvey on the bench for Illini Bluffs.
Well, Peoria Christian will have the ball here to start the fourth quarter. They need a bucket of some sort right off the bat here. We sound like a broken record when we say this, but the first 4 minutes of this quarter, will probably determine whether or not we coast to the end or whether or not we're on the edge of our seat.
It is Chargers basketball to open the final quarter. Heights lost last night here on this same court to Camp Point Central Southeastern. I always say that. I'm old. Baseline jumper off glass, no good. And
now that's
Toby
one
Cooper.
thing that the Chargers could be able to do, with Washington on Persinger, if he can share the ball a little bit. Walton was open, he just couldn't convert.
And a steal.
That's Walton again.
Jacob Walton missed it, and White's going to pick up the foul. And I don't know how much contact White made there, but that big swipe is what got it.
So many times, even if you miss with the swipe, everybody in the gym sees the swipe, and that's what they call it.
Kathy Robertson says, way to go, Cole. 7:26 to go. Cole McCoy getting some fans, I think, with those two corner threes, and that shot was well off the mark by Jacob Walton, the sophomore for Peoria Christian.
That was just his first attempt at the line tonight in some limited action.
Lane Hunt not in the game. Fisher's back in. We kind of thought that Lane Hunt might take over a little bit with Alvey on the bench. Has not been the case.
No, and if you're the Chargers, you're kind of hoping that probably had to be the thing to get you back in it. There's that three-quarter court trap again. They're so fast on that, but that time they get beat.
There's Cole McCoy, an old-fashioned three-point play. Count it, and a foul. Foul is on
Brickner?
No, number 3, Jaden Washington. Oh, yeah, it is on Brickner.
You
Yep,
did it
Brickner.
again.
I did it again. And he connects on the three-point play.
All of a sudden, Cole McCoy has 9 points.
Everybody thought it might be the downfall of the Tigers when Alvey went to the bench and Cole McCoy said, hold my bottle of water.
He did. Fisher is just so fast under there.
He is. There's a shot by Persinger off, no good. Cooper with the rebound. No hurry here if you're the Tigers, for sure. Up by 17. It's the largest lead of the game. They have built on a lead since Alvey left, and Cole McCoy was going to have a wide open layup again, but he gets fouled before he got there. Who was that on? I couldn't see.
Fisher, number 0. That's his fourth.
Yep. Leslie Babs hops in. Owen Timmons.
Nice look underneath to Toby Cooper.
And it's opening up in a big way here, Jake.
Oh!
Cole McCoy, the only thing that hasn't went his way tonight, he draws a block right there.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last night. He wasn't quite all the way straight up. He was leaning underneath. I guess you could say he was set, but he was at about a 60-degree angle, and he's going to get the blocking foul that time.
Yeah, back in the day when you and I used to do the TSSR Sports Weekly broadcast, Jude Kai, remember him coming on explaining?
Yes.
The charge call. There's the first one by Persinger's good.
Well, and the
and
difference
you don't have
in
to
levels,
be,
too.
You don't have to be set. You just have to be in a plane.
Yes.
You can't be falling before they hit you. You have to be straight.
Can't be sliding underneath either.
Right. Missed the second one. .6:10 remaining. White. Oh, my goodness. Devin White, an up and under move, and gets the bucket to fall. It's 20 points. There's a 3 by Brickner off, no good, and rebound to Toby Cooper. It kind of feels like at this point, Jake, it's kind of got away from them.
They did what they needed to do and wanted to do there. They just needed that shot to fall.
Cole McCoy is going to drive, reverse layup, left it short. Persinger drives, puts the shot up, off, no good. Ball tipped around. It's going to go off of Jaden Washington, out of bounds.
Timeout, Peoria Christian.
It's going to be a full or a 30? It's going to be a full. We'll take a break as well. We'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
Welcome back to Abingdon-Avon High School. There you see Peoria Christian after taking the timeout. We'll have 3 timeouts remaining. And Jake, off air, we were talking that I don't think either one of us expected this lead to grow with Alvey on the bench, but it's done just that in a big way.
Well, and Peoria Christian's getting themselves in the right position. They're just not hitting the shots. They've yet to hit a field goal in this quarter. They have 2 points, both off of free throws. Persinger's 1 of 2. Walton's 1 of 2 in this quarter.
(54-34) is the score. It's the largest lead of the game. Inbounded to Fisher. Back to Persinger. He loses it. Stolen away by Wyatt Hindle. I want to thank Brandon Hindle and Nutrient Ag for coming on board for tonight's contest and Friday night's game. Jenna Dunn says, let's go Tigers. Happy birthday to IB cheerleader Maddie McBroom. Happy birthday, Maddie. You've got a good one going on right now, it looks like. Do they take a timeout or do they not take a timeout? They do take a timeout to save the basketball.
I don't know if Coach Bass actually called it or Washington did. Looked like he was content to let it play out for a minute.
Julie Howell cheering the Tigers on from Mississippi. .505 left, Jake, and it's kind of running away from the Chargers a little bit here. They like to run. They're going to need that ability here. Then in a hurry, it goes to White. He puts a shot up, off, no good, gets his own rebound, puts it back up again. He's fouled.
Devin White looking to add to his 10 points in the game thus far as the foul is on Lane Hunt. That's his 4th.
Hunt has got a lot of fouls, and it seems like he hasn't been on the floor a whole lot. First free throw for White's off, no good.
Devin White might have a trip into the gym in the morning to work on some free throws. He's only got 2, and he's attempted at number 8 right here. Missed that one.
Off as well. But that's going to go off. Must have went off of Cooper, they said, I guess.
Now you'll notice the Tigers have kind of given the Chargers a taste of their own medicine here with the 3-quarter court.
And Wyatt Hindle alligator armed it at the last second and just in time for it not to be touched.
Yeah, that was a long pass by Persinger. Those generally aren't too accurate, and that's what happened there.
4:51 to go.
Just got it in.
To Cooper, now to Washington, who has not scored yet. Back to Cooper, his shot's up, off, no good. And this thing could be a whole lot worse right now if IB was making baskets. They're going to call a foul.
I think it's on McCoy.
Yeah, that's a good call. There was a lot of contact there. Foul is on McCoy.
They were both going for the ball, but he got a lot more body than he did ball. And with 4:29 left in the game, Hank Alvey returns to the bench.
And White, after the steal, is going to foul Fisher out, I do believe. Is that 5 on Fisher?
5 on Fisher, a little frustration
if
there
it's
from
on
him.
him, I think it's on him, isn't it? It is. Ramsey back in. Alvey is back in. McCoy takes a seat, and he gets a standing high five from every player on the bench and from the crowd on the far side, as he had a great contest there. And White gets a second one here.
Yes, he never shot the first one, fellas. Give a call to
Now,
Jameson Fisher as he sits down and fouls out. As senior, this will be his last high school contest. He ends up with 4 points. It seemed like he had a lot more than that.
Yes, it did. Second one off, no good. That's 4 in a row he's missed, isn't it?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. Good thing they don't need the free throws tonight. Persinger for 3. It's off, no good. Rebound, back to Persinger. It's short again. The rebound by Ramsey. He's going to be fouled by Wyatt Hindle.
3 on Hindle, 4 on the team. Coach Vance wanted a jump ball, didn't quite get it.
Approach the 4-minute mark of quarter number 4.
Long shot for Persinger.
He's putting up some stuff, trying to make some stuff happen, not having any success. That shot's up no good. That was Hunt down low, and he loses it, saves it in bounds, but Cooper is there to steal it away. Ramsey guarding Cooper here. Ramsey has came in with some fire every time he's came in. He plays hard when he gets in the ball game. There's no doubt about that. And the Tigers looking to use quite a bit of time here. Hunt on Alvey. Alvey tries to go into Cooper. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers as Hank Alvey went sprawling across the floor.
That's twice now he's trying to force a pass through about 3 Charger defenders, and it didn't quite work out.
Down low to Alvey. His shot's up off, no good.
That was on Hunt, and it's his 5th if it truly is.
It is on Hunt. A couple players have fouled out now. McCoy checks back in. Cooper takes a seat. Lane Hunt gets his 5th foul. Lane Hunt is a senior as well, so he's played his last game. Checks out for the last time.
Alvey's 4 of 4 from the line thus far in the game. First attempt here in the 4th quarter.
Short on the free throw. That was the announcer's jinx you just put on him right there. Do you believe in that?
Well, he's been sitting over here with us for about 6 minutes of game time.
Hits the second one. Largest lead of the game is 21. It was at 20, 54-34 for a long time here. 3:17 remaining. 29 points for Hank Alvey. We'll have some TSSR Athlete of the Week by Bad Boy Mowers Athlete of the Week, presented by Ron Elby Auto Sales coming up. Funny story with that. We gave out a few of them and had some plaques made. Man, there's all kinds of contact over there with Josh Walton. Alvey hands it off to Hindle and gave out some trophies. And about the 5th trophy we handed out, somebody pointed out that when we had our logo made, they misspelled athlete. So we've held off on giving those. We finally got the White gets the bucket. we finally got the logo back and back to the embroiderer, and it's back so we can start handing out some more awards. 3 on the way, shorts.
That was Walder.
It was Gavin Walder. 213. Still doing some token pressure, but Hindle with it. 2 minutes remaining. Alvey wants 30. He's got it. 31 points for Hank Alvey.
Nice save inbounds by Hindle.
McCoy down on the floor for it, and he travels with it. Yep, he rolled over.
He did.
The coaches, I think, are upset because they were yelling timeout. Timeout, full timeout, charged to Peoria Christian. They'll have 2 timeouts remaining with 1:44 left. We'll take a break and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH right after this. And welcome back to Abingdon-Avon High School. You see Coach Vass down there with his crew as they're going to get a win here today. It's really all, I think, over, Jake, except for what the final score is going to be. It's a 25-point game right now.
Yeah, during the break there, one of the, Jim Williams, the official over here, was trying to get the timeout registered, and he had 3 Tiger coaches standing up at him, and I thought that he was getting an earful, but they were really just trying to direct traffic there. They were exchanging pleasantries a minute ago, and now I think everybody's on the same page.
Evie Darrell saying, great job, IB. Will be Peoria Christian basketball to inbound on the near sideline here. Walton had it.
The Chargers have definitely put together a great effort tonight. They just didn't have some shots fall when they needed them to.
On the same token, though, if Illini Bluffs hadn't had some things go their way early and Alvey had such a great game, they did not shoot the ball extremely well themselves.
I'm looking at a lot of donut holes on the free throw line for the Tigers.
We approach the 1 minute mark now.
One minute exactly.
Boris Broadway, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Doesn't always have to be a ton of contact. You're right. Sometimes doesn't have to be any contact. There's Alvey with it. Hindle now with 36 seconds remaining. Back to Alvey. And it does appear that if Illini Bluffs has their way, they'll just hold it and not even get a shot off. As White has it, back to Alvey. Over to Hindle. 20 seconds remain. 15 seconds. Now Hindle with it. 10 seconds.
It's a nice embrace there at center court. Malachi Persinger and Devin White there.
Those two guys have probably seen a lot of each other, and they've got another year to see each other in the future, I would imagine. And that's the end of this one. The final score, 59-34. The Tigers win the chance to play Camp Point Central on Friday nights.
A rematch of last year's sectional championship at Bushnell-Prairie City.
So it's been a good one here tonight. We'll take a break, let Jake add up some stats. 59-34. If you're a Tigers fan, you're excited. Unfortunately for the Chargers, their season comes to an end. We will take a break and be back with some conversations, hopefully with coaches, in just a few minutes. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Jeff. How's the farm?
Good, thanks.
Nice choice. Let's get you loaded up.
No matter where you are or what you grow, make sure you start with Dyna-Grow Seed. For local farm expertise and local seed options, no other seed brand gets you closer to the results you want.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today. And make your...
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to Abingdon-Avon High School. Sectional final is set. It'll be Camp Point Central, the Panthers, fighting another cat, Illini Bluffs Tigers, as that's what we'll have for the championship game on Friday. You'll be able to watch that here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Hopefully get a couple coaches up here in a few minutes. But Jake, I'll tell you what, Cole McCoy and the Tigers made us not look very smart from the end of the third quarter on, didn't they?
No, I really didn't expect the game to go that direction that it did. When Hank Alvey sits down, he's got 4 fouls, and you figure he's not coming back for quite a while, which is what happened. And Peoria Christian still had the pressure, but they just didn't quite hit the shots they needed to hit to get back into it.
Live chat was open. We had to moderate a little bit more tonight than.
I was going to say, you were fighting with the live chat over there during the game. I didn't know whether to start talking or whether or not you had it under control.
We sent a few people to timeout tonight. Live chat's great. We're here to support the teams, not to argue with each other or be disparaging in any way to each other. So try to keep a handle on that. And a couple birthdays tonight. That was fun to say that. You want to go through some final stats?
For the Peoria Christian Chargers, Malachi Persinger led the way with 13 points. We'll talk about those guys in just a moment. Gavin Walder and Trey Brickner tied for the second leading scorer. They had 8 apiece. Brickner, of course, off the bench with 8 of those points all in the second quarter. That kept the Chargers close going into halftime. 4 points for Jamison Fisher in his final contest of his career. He was also 1 of 4 from the line. Persinger was 6 of 8. And Jacob Walton added 1 free throw. He was 1 of 2. Team totals for the free throws, 8 of 14. And we've said this about some other teams in the area. You know, Jamison Fisher's a senior, Lane Hunt's a senior, but the rest of this Charger group, they're younger than that, and you'll get to see them again next year. Malachi Persinger included. So now he gets another year, another offseason to become the big senior stud that leads the team.
And the player that everybody has expected him to be since he was a freshman, right?
Yep, a lot of pressure there, of course, but he's got the driver's seat, and he's going to put the gas pedal down, I'm sure. For the Illini Bluffs Tigers, Hank Alvey, what can you say? 31 points in the sectional semifinal. He led the way. He was also 5 of 6 from the line. Devin White struggled from the free throw line, but he ends up with 12 total points, 2 of 10 from the charity stripe. 9 points for Cole McCoy, and they seemed like a really big 9 points in the spots that they came in, the big 3 in the second quarter, another big 3 in the third, and then the bucket and the foul in the fourth, and they were all at times that seemed very important for the Chargers to try to get back in the game. He was the third leading scorer. Toby Cooper added a field goal and 2 free throws for 4 points, and Josh Vaughn hit the 1-3 in the corner. 10 of 19 is the final stat for the free throw line for the Tigers.
Well, that's a number that I think Coach Vass is not going to be happy with when he comes up here to talk to us in a little bit. You get into close games, you've got to shoot free throws better than that.
Well, and the further along you go in this deal, and again, kind of a broken record thing, say the things that are very obvious, but the further you go, you take away the positive plays and the negative plays and you balance them all out, and they add up to 0. And the plays that are on the other side, positive or negative, that are left over are what wins or loses the game. And if it's a missed free throw late, that can be the difference in moving on to a state championship game or the super sectional.
The funny thing is you look at these postseason games and you kind of, if you cover enough of these games or see enough of these games, you kind of begin to understand why the Olympics throws out the high score and the low score, right?
Yes.
You throw those out and average the middle. Your worst thing isn't going to kill you probably. Your best thing isn't going to win the game for you most of the time. It's the things that you do in the middle that make the ultimate difference. And usually those free throws are the things that are in the middle. And you don't make those, it's going to be hard to win a lot of games.
Well, and that kind of goes along with what we talked about in the pregame, too. You figure that Hank Alvey's going to get what he's going to get. So then you've got to limit the next guy in line. Wyatt Hindle's scoreless tonight, but he had a great defensive effort. Devin White has 12 points. So that probably doesn't help you if you're trying to limit him. You look down to Toby Cooper, he's only got 4 points. Sometimes he has 20. You look at Jaden Washington, he had no points, but he was in Malachi Persinger's hip pocket all night long. And that becomes these differences we're talking about. We don't want to take anything away at all from Peoria Christian, because their speed is what impressed me, because, Illini Bluffs could celebrate making a basket, and by the time you look up, either Persinger or Walder's already down here underneath the basket shooting.
They wanted to celebrate. They couldn't celebrate because Peoria Christian pushes the tempo so fast.
You take your eye off for just that split second, they're gone.
Yeah, you look down to do something. I'd look down on the scoreboard. By the time I look back up, they're already at the other end of the floor.
Yeah, you're over here punching buttons, and you're out of luck because you got to punch it again.
Yeah, exactly right. They're very fast. I don't think that'll change. I don't know. Maybe we haven't talked about this enough. I know we talked about the defense on Persinger, but the defense in general for Illini Bluffs, especially when Alvey left the game, was amazing.
Well, and that's what will carry over into Friday night, because Camp Point, we talked about one of their strengths being able to close up those windows that.
I don't know if my cord will reach. You talk. I'll be right back. I want to zoom in on something real quick.
Okay. But you're closing up those windows that other teams will leave open, and all of a sudden there's a hand there and there's a passing lane that's not open. And that's one of the things that Peoria Christian was able to do to a degree, but it just didn't quite get the job done for him tonight.
That right there, folks, is how you can tell you're talking to a tall player. The video camera for the news station is on the bleachers, 2 steps up, shooting at Hank Alvey so that they can get a top angle instead of looking up his nose during the the interview. I glanced across. I had to see that. Bree, you can turn it back now. Normal. Yeah, I just wanted to show Hank Alvey getting his interview over there, because you don't see that very often.
Yeah, a lot of these reporters that you see on TV, you don't realize that they're squatting to be the same height, but that's a one-man band over there, so he's got the camera also. So he's got to go higher than Hank than he does being able to squat, put a microphone in his face.
Yeah, and Hank Alvey, Hank's a good interview. He's a good kid, and be interesting to see what he can do at Lehigh next year. Hopefully we can get Coach Vass up here. Coach Vass is one of those coaches, he's old school, right? He's old school in a lot of ways, and he likes to spend a lot of time in the locker room talking to players, doing some coaching after the game. And
Doesn't do us any favors as we're waiting on him up here.
No, but it is part of the reason why he's been so successful through his career, for sure, I would imagine.
It's necessary.
Yeah, but as the team's starting to stroll out, so I would imagine we'll see Coach Vass head this way here in a few minutes. The other thing that I thought I was impressed by Peoria Christian about was when they knew that Alvey had 3 fouls.
They went right at him.
Went right at him, like 3 or 4 trips down the floor before they finally got that 4th foul and got him out of the game.
They played smart basketball. How many times have you been in a similar situation? 50 times this year with other games that we've seen, and they don't do that.
Right.
Like, man, you really could have changed the game here to get the best guy who made that mistake to really feel that mistake, and they did that.
Yeah, they went right at him, and you know, I have no idea how many basketball games I've done this year.
Don't count them.
Including Division I men's basketball and women's basketball. I don't think I've seen anybody as dutifully go after somebody as much as they did poignantly go after Hank Alvey in that 3rd quarter.
Well, and they executed it. Sometimes they do that, and it ends up being an offensive foul or something like that. Not this time. Malachi did exactly what he wanted, and Hank Alvey had to come out.
Yeah, and I don't think, obviously, though, that the outcome was what they or anybody else probably expected when that happened.
No, because at that point in time, everybody else for the Tigers picked up their defensive intensity a little bit, and it was already a decent job on the offensive end. And, you know, again, pluses and minuses, it all evened it out, weathered the storm rather than giving a chance for Peoria Christian to come back into it.
Yeah, we'll take another quick break and either snag a player while we're waiting on Coach Vass. Maybe some of them are out of the locker room now. And we will have Coach Vass here in a few minutes.
We did invite Coach Persinger up as well. I haven't seen them come out of the locker room yet either.
And we saw this last night with Coach Jordan, right, for Peoria Heights. You know, it's this last game of the year, you know, especially when you've made it this far. It's tough when it ends.
And you've got some special moments going on with those guys like Jamison Fisher and the seniors, you know, Lane Hunt. They're not going to get to come back next year. And you've worked so hard to get here. And you did get a regional plaque out of the deal. Of course, you wanted more. But, you know, you get to play the sectional here. You had a chance to advance against Illini Bluffs.
He's getting stolen by a reporter down there.
He's getting stolen again. But to finish that point for Peoria Christian, and really went the same for Coach Jordan and Peoria Heights last night.
Is that Cole McCoy right there putting his shirt on?
I don't know where you pointed.
Turning towards us. You talk. I want to try and get somebody's attention.
Okay, you do that. But that was – now you've got my train of thought all out of whack here. But that's where Coach Jordan was at last night too. And folks, this is the big time. We've got our main broadcaster here shouting across the gym to try to get people's attention for the interview. But to finish that point, you know, there's some moments going on right now that take longer than what the broadcast is as far as importance-wise, and those guys need to be in there and making sure that those last moments, last time you take the jersey off, you know, that was all honestly my favorite part of being the public address guy. You know, you sit there for 30 minutes after the game and
he's hustling up here. Here he comes.
You see the guys come out of the tunnel for the last time, those last embraces, and that's a special moment as well.
Get Cole McCoy on the headset here. If you will put it on. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
I got to turn your microphone up for you, bud. That good?
Yep.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what. You came in off the bench and put some good minutes in defensively and scoring some points. How big was that 3 at the end of the 3rd quarter for you?
Oh, it was massive. I mean, it just gave us a big morale boost. Like, it was all we needed, really. It's just like we were at a slow pace, and we needed something to get us back going again and get that fire under us.
So how much height do you give up to Hank Alvey?
Probably about a foot.
I was going to say, probably pretty close to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think when Hank went out of the game with those 4 fouls, everybody thought, okay, this is Peoria Christian's time. You stepped in, and I actually said that you stepped in and said, here, hold my water bottle. I mean, you guys really stepped
basically.
up. You stepped up defensively across the board. Was that your mindset when you went in? I mean, obviously you took the ball to the basket a few times. You scored some points, but did you know that defensively it was going to be the key?
No, not really. I just had to go in and do my best. It's live with the result, you know.
You don't really have time to think about that, do you? You just go in and do
it. Yeah. I mean, it worked out, so.
Did you guys get concerned when either Hank or Devin or Toby or any of those guys have to leave the game? Does the mindset or the things change that you do?
I mean, definitely like the way we execute stuff is going to change, but we definitely have the tools and we can execute the way we need to get around it. So it's just we got to look for different angles when he's not on the floor. So
did it surprise you that you built the lead as much as you did with him on the bench? Because he was scoring so many points, and then he left, and you guys just built the lead up more.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was going to go like that, but I mean, if it's going to do it.
Peoria Christian's a pretty good team. They played you close.
Yep.
You opened it a little bit more the second time. You really opened it up this time. What did you see about them that you guys thought you could use Alvy a little more down low, maybe than we've seen you? Jake and I have both seen you quite a bit, and Alvy spent a lot more time in the post tonight, it seemed like.
Yeah, well, we just thought the more we could dump it under, the better it would be, because if we just go down and post up, there's no one that's going to get him. We just got to get it to him on the block to where he can make a move and put it in, and then that's all we need to do, basically.
So you had 2 threes and an old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah.
What's better, the threes or the old-fashioned three-point play?
Oh, man, the threes are definitely more fun, but the old-fashioned ones, not too bad way to get it. So
that one kind of took the wind out of the sails of everybody on this side of the gym when it happened.
Did it?
They kind of did.
How awesome is that crowd over there for you guys?
Oh, my God, they're amazing. I mean,
good student section, huge crowd.
Yeah, I haven't seen a crowd bigger than ours.
So how full is this place going to be Friday night?
I don't think there's going to be room to stand, honestly.
Well, as long as they give us enough room to talk, that's all we care about.
Yeah, for real.
So, Cole, congratulations on a great game.
Thank
you.
you.
Great job coming off the bench. Congratulations. We'll talk to you guys Friday night.
All right, thank you very much.
Cole McCoy coming up and talking to us for a few minutes here. Coach Vass is maybe making his way this way.
I don't know if we're going to get these guys or not. Of course, you're detained. You can probably see him on the camera down there, but maybe not. He's underneath the basket, and he'll move about 3 feet this way and then get into another conversation. So
I'm going to go see if I can holler at him too.
Okay. So as we try to get a couple more folks up here to talk to, again, congratulations to the Peoria Christian Chargers on a great season. We'll see a little bit more of them next year as well as they're coming to the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament around Christmas time. And, this year's sectional versus last year's sectional in 1A, 3 of the 4 teams were the same. You'd expect to see them put another run together as well next year. So, again, congratulations to them and Coach Persinger there. Once again, coming up Friday night, 7 o'clock back here at Abingdon-Avon High School, we'll have the Class 1A sectional final between the Illini Bluffs Tigers and the Camp Point Central Panthers. Hey, he got his attention. And he's trying to hurry. There's a lot of stairs coming your way, Coach. Helps that Dwayne's loud when he can yell across the gym.
Yeah, that's how you know I have a big mouth, right?
I wasn't going to say it. You did.
Yeah, I know. I've been around long enough I've been told enough times. It's almost as big as my stomach, but not quite.
You knew I was thinking it regardless.
Yeah, exactly. Here comes Coach Vass coming up to talk to us for a few minutes. We won't keep him very long.
Yeah, long bus ride to, considering everything else that's going on with a 9:30 tip-off in the morning for the girls.
Hey, no problem, sir. How are you? Pretty good after that one, I would imagine. You want to sit down? Put that on if you would. Jake, you want to turn him up for me? Right there. Good. Well, pretty good defensive performance tonight, I felt like.
Well, you've seen our team play. We pride ourselves in our defense, and we know that if we can play good defense without getting in foul trouble and without getting burned a few times, we can shut a lot of people down. And this is the third time playing Peoria Christian, which concerned me a little bit. You know, they're well coached, they're good athletes, and I thought, you know what, they're going to figure out something to keep this from happening, but it happened again. I think Jaden Washington and Devin and Toby and Wyatt, and then with Hank being such a formidable force inside, even without blocking shots, he just is a presence. They wear him down. Both times we played him before, they hit threes, they hit twos, and in the second half, it didn't happen.
Right.
Because I think their legs get heavy, because our guys just wear them down. And it's what happened the last two games. I was hoping it would happen tonight, but I really didn't think it would. And yet we held them to 2 two-point field goals in the second half. Everything else was free throws.
Yeah, they had some
and only had
looks.
10 total points.
Now, I don't know what your answer to this is going to be, but I know you'll give me your straight answer.
I will.
You see Hank Alvey go out in a 10 or 12-point game at the time in the third quarter with 3 minutes left. Jake and I both said this is Peoria Christian's chance. With Alvey on the bench, this is their chance. If they're going to do something, that's their chance to do it. Cole McCoy came in.
Yep.
And the 5 players on the floor stepped it up defensively, maybe better than they had been with Alvey on the floor.
So I think I just told our local print reporter from the Glassford Gazette that the difference is, in my opinion, the complexion of the game's changed. I think that they thought with Hank out of there, they're going to be able to dribble, drive, and do some things without being contested around the rim, and our guys stepped up their defense on the perimeter. We do have a plan. I don't want to give it away on the radio. I know you got, I watch your rebroadcast, and so do other
lives
people.
Forever.
So,
yes, it does.
But we do have a plan in case that happens. Now, here's the part I'm proud of most of our guys. They remembered it. Because Hank, this is only the second time all year Hanks went to the bench with foul trouble. Believe it or not, even though he averages 4 blocks a game and 14 rebounds and all this, and our stats are done by a service. They're not my stats. He averages 1.3 fouls a game. That's unbelievable for a 6'9" guy that blocks shots and rebounds as much as he does and intimidates as much as he does. So this is only the second time all year. The other time was over at the Macomb tournament where he had some foul trouble. It just doesn't happen. But we do have a contingency plan, and I thought our guys did a good job of executing it.
It was kind of funny, Jake. I said to Jake when Cole came in, he took Alvey's spot. I said, Cole came up and talked to us for a few minutes. I said, how much height do you give up to Alvey? He's like, I don't know, probably a foot.
Probably a foot.
But I said, we kind of talked like, well, this is the chance. This is pure. And I said, Cole kind of came in and said, hold my water bottle. I got this.
Yes.
And he stepped up. He hit some shots for you. He played good defense. He played well for you tonight.
And you know what? And he did that after coming in and really not getting a great start. He made some mistakes. He did some things we didn't want him doing. Again, I'm not going to say what. People can watch the video, or they were here and watched, and they probably saw it. I'm not going to help him out. But he did some things early that were not at all his game or what he was supposed to be doing. He got his fanny chewed by myself. Probably I got 100 coaches. Probably every one of them got into him, but he responded. But that's Cole McCoy. He is a tough kid. Trey David, who was a tremendous player at Illini Bluffs, and the David family, tremendous athletes. Kirsten McCoy. Her mom was a David that pitched at Bradley. She pitches at Bradley, so on down the line. Well, that's Cole's family.
Right.
So he's got that genetics. And what I'm getting at is he's a tough individual. He is not going to back down. In fact, that can be a problem sometimes. But in a game like this, he bulled his neck. He said, it's my chance. I'm stepping up. We preach to him all the time. It doesn't matter if you play 32 minutes or 32 seconds. If you come in and you do your job, and it could be the difference in the game. Josh Vaughn, we've talked about him off and on, you and I. 1 3, 2 threes. Up here, I think that night he had 3 in a row or whatever when we played Rock Ridge. Doesn't matter. He's a X factor. He's a guy nobody, he's on. He may or may not get in. He comes in, busts one. And I just told him after this game, Friday night, that might be the game winner, and it might come in the first quarter. You don't know. We've had games we won by 5 points. He had 9. 9 that I guarantee you their coaching staff wasn't counting on when they were adding up who was going to score.
Right.
So back to Cole, what I'm getting at is that's the mark of this team. We have guys that are willing to step up and ready to step up. Cole's a junior. Cole played a lot in the JV. He did not get called up to the varsity like these other guys that are juniors. So he's wanting to make his mark, and he's wanting to step in next year when Wyatt leaves and Hank leaves and Josh leaves and Landon leaves. So, yeah, he's going to take advantage of those minutes, and he did tonight for sure.
I want to know how you guys are holding up, because last Wednesday you got a semifinal. Thursday you're at BPC supporting the girls.
Yep.
Friday night you play a regional championship.
We go to Bloomington tomorrow morning.
Yep, you got a 9:30 game tomorrow. You had a super sectional. How are you holding up?
Yeah, so our buses run early tomorrow because we're leaving IB at 8 o'clock, and we're taking, I think, everybody in junior high and high school pretty much. 300 and some kids. We're holding up because it's hard to explain, Jake, unless you know the culture of IB. I've always been in small schools. Central Lee in Iowa was by far the biggest school I was in, 400 students. Hamilton was about the size of IB. AC Central, once we consolidated, we had a whopping 120. So I've always been in small schools, and the reason why is because I like the culture of small schools. And to answer your question, I think we're holding up because these kids stick together. Not going to say who and embarrass people again, but I think there's 4 guys on my team that date 4 girls on the girls team.
It was evident the
so
other
they're
night.
very close. They're a close-knit group. They've done things together throughout their scholastic careers from the time they came into kindergarten. Our kids, for the most part, we have very few that move in. Most of our kids are born and raised there. And there's just a culture. And I think our kids, especially our girls supporting us last year, or our boys supporting them this year, they want to be there. They're going to make it work. And they're going to be the disciplined kids that they need to be on and off the court, whether it's health, whether it's social things, whether it's mental things, whether it's scholastic things. They take care of things. And lastly, let me brag on this. Our girls team has a very high IQ basketball-wise, but they're also very high academic. They will probably receive a state-level academic award. My basketball team's the same way. I think we have 9 4.0s in our senior class, and I think 5 of them or 6 of them are between the boys and the girls basketball teams. Now,
you don't always hear that.
I'll give a little more to that. Hank Alvey's, you can only go to a 4.0, but he's way above that. That's why he's going to Lehigh, and Ivy League schools are recruiting him because his ACT was darn near perfect, and he's above all the rest. But my point is, they're smart kids. They know what they need to do, and they're willing to do what they need to do so they can support each other. There was no question we were going to go to the sectional game, to the super sectional game. We practiced. I drove the bus. We got one of those activity buses. We practiced just as late as we thought we could and make it, and we got on the bus and we got there. So if you were there, you probably saw us rolling in about the time the game started, but we were not going to miss it. Our girls were really upset tonight because they went to Bloomington because of that 9:30 game to normal, and they wanted to drive back. and I said, listen, you got to take care of your business first. I think they got a big screen. They set them up in a conference room wherever it is they're staying, and I think they watched the game, probably watched yours because with the commentator and everything. So, we support the girls 100%. They support us. This is just one of those times where we got to take care of our business and they got to take care of theirs, and we hope in the end that IB will be title town for both.
Now, Jake and I have seen you. We've talked a lot.
Yeah.
We've both seen, and obviously you have, but we've both seen Hank Alvey score 20 to 30, 32, 33 points. I don't remember him scoring that many, that dominantly in the post. It just seemed like tonight he was on the block, you got him the ball, and he could make anything he wanted to work tonight.
Well, there's a strategy, again, that I'm not going to share entirely, but we changed a couple of things based on our first 2 times that we played Peoria Christian. I'm not sure, again, I'm terrible with stats, but other than Cole taking a couple threes we didn't want him to take early in the game, we probably didn't shoot a lot of threes.
No, you didn't.
So we had a strategy. We were bigger than them at every – I mean, people forget, Wyatt Hendel's 6'4".
Yeah.
He can go straight up and dunk. Devin White's only 6'3", but he can jump out of the gym. Toby Cooper's 6'3". He can position, and believe it or not, he can go straight up one hand, 2 hand also. So our guys rebound well. They're big, and we just felt like we could keep it high percentage, and that's what we did.
Yeah, I was impressed with Alvey because I think that Alvy, if he's had a weakness or people thinks he's had a weakness, it's been that he doesn't want to be in the post. He doesn't want to go down and pound. And granted, he was bigger than everybody tonight, except for the Ramsey kid when he came in. Maybe he was still taller than him, but Ramsey had some size. But he showed that he has footwork in the post. He can do those things that I think a lot of people have kind of, you hear some chatter, oh, he doesn't want to be in a post. He doesn't want to be in a post. He showed tonight.
I don't know where that chatter comes from because he's been a big kid ever since he was a little kid.
Ever since he was a little kid.
Taylor Bruniger was 6'1" when he came into high school and left at 6'9". That's why he was a shooting guard, and he was recruited literally from coast to coast all over the country, hundreds of colleges at every level. Hank has not been wasn't as heavily recruited because he's 6'9", 6'10". There's a lot of guys like that. And because we're a small school, people did question, can he do it? Lehigh, their coach, first of all, he's a very intelligent kid. It's hard, he said it's hard to get kids of that academic quality and athletic quality to come to my school. All he could talk about was Hank already has good footwork, already is smart with what he does. If he's not inside, he's able to tip it out to himself, tip it out to his, the other night he had a rebound, he tipped over to Devin who tipped it in. He's a smart kid. And I don't know why anybody would think he does, I've heard that since he was like an 8th grader. He's not strong enough. Come down and play against him. Because, again, Taylor came back after playing Division I. He's a coach at our school. He's a golf coach. He's a volunteer with our program. And first time he stood in against him, he said, oh, wow. He's strong, Coach. First of all, he's bigger than me. And I said, oh, yeah, he is. He outweighs you by 35 pounds. He's broader than you are. His shoe size is about 2 sizes bigger. His hands are bigger. And the thing with Hank, then the thing that Lehigh said, we don't think he's hit his prime yet. And I said, I think you're right. And I think that might be another answer to your question. I think he's starting to shine more. Well, if you look back at tapes from last year, he's a totally different player. I mean, he's bigger, stronger. He wears 44 after, Taylor wore 32, Hank wore 32. He put it on for Jim Matson's little preview thing, and it was untucked. And I said, why is it untucked? He said, Coach, it don't fit. It don't fit. His shorts didn't fit. The thighs were like too tight. So he's a bigger, stronger kid than people realize. And he does have a decent outside shooting touch, and that's the thing that Brett Reed, the coach at Lehigh, said, we're going to get him there on that too. He's got to come to college. He's got to learn to play defense, collegiate defense. I think he's got the right footwork. He's got the right attitude. He already knows how to hedge. He doesn't commit a lot of silly fouls, yada, yada, yada. He said, and then after a year, he said, we're gonna step him out a little bit. And we talked about Taylor, and he was familiar with Taylor's body of work, and basically they were just kind of the opposite. Taylor was a guard who had to play some inside ball. Hank's an inside guy that's going to be able to stretch and step outside.
Yeah, I think he's gotten better this year. From when we saw him at the Tip-Off Classic, it seems like he's gotten more comfortable at least this year.
Well, we said that last year too. From Tip-Off Classic when we see him at Thanksgiving to now, of course you want to peak at the right time, and they've been able to do that 3 years in a row now.
And he should have. He's only a third-year high school player. You realize that. He never played a single game as a freshman.
Because of an ankle or a foot injury.
He had that foot injury. I forget what they call it, but it's named after Napoleon. It happens to guys that get drugged by a horse with their foot in the stirrup. It's not how he got his. He got his playing basketball. But it was a 14-month rehabilitation. And he was everywhere from Chicago to St. Louis to Nashville to, wherever to specialist. 14 months. I mean, he was not released until like September of his sophomore year. And look what he did then. And then, so last year, he's 1,000-point scorer, and these people are like, oh, a guy's a 1,000-point scorer is a sophomore. Well, Hank was basically a freshman and a half. I mean, yeah, he just continues to get better because, again, just experience, if nothing else.
Right.
And growing into his body.
Yeah. Camp Point Central, you guys are familiar.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Good game.
They haven't changed a whole lot. Neither have we. I mean, they lost some key players, so did we. They're going to, same coaches, their same style. It's going to come down to who executes. It's going to come down to some calls, some breaks. And I don't mean that. Don't, Mr. Official that's listening, I'm not bad-mouthing. But it does come down to a call, a block charge that goes one way or the other, a ball going out of bounds that you think the last guy tipped it. I mean, little things like that. It'll probably come down to that. I envision it being more like the game at Macomb last year. than the game in the sectional final last year. If you were to ask me, I would just about guess it comes down to the wire. They're well coached. They're a good team. I think we're up for it. We're playing with confidence. If there's anything, oh boy, I better not say this. It'll give them. I'll just say it this way. I agree with you, Jake. I think we're playing better ball than we did Tip-Off Classic. We're playing much better ball than we played in Macomb. We're playing better ball than when we won the ICAC. I think we're playing better ball than maybe when we started the regionals. And that's the key. You know, there are times when we lose games or we don't do as well as people want us to do, or they think we should beat somebody. And I'm like, this is where you got to trust my experience. We don't want to go. I mean, I'd love to win Macomb tournament or whatever, but that can't be your pinnacle. Not if this is your dream. Right. Not if this is your goal.
Not if it's in December and here we are trying to get to the state tournament.
And, some things didn't go our way over there, but here's the thing to remember too. Knock on some wood here.
I don't think there is any.
Didn't see any. It's all
that's a piece of
plastic.
Wood. We've not lost to a 1A school. And really, we've only lost 2 schools. Lost Macomb, we lost West Hancock.
Right.
Twice.
Both good teams.
Yep.
We came right in this gym and beat Rock Ridge, who's 2A and still in it, So we've got a good team. We just need to continue, stay healthy, get a few breaks because it takes that, It does. And then execute and do our thing.
2 more things real quick before you leave. We've talked several times. You like to play in a Bushnell tournament because you play at Bushnell for postseason a lot. You like to play here in the Great Western Shootout because you play here in postseason a lot. I know you've said that in the past. You still feel like a game like tonight or even coming Friday, that's still a benefit for you?
Sure do. We sure do. So, I'll retell the story in case somebody didn't hear it. I'm sure you remember the very first year we were pulling out of Bushnell after the first night we played there. Why are we coming over here? I said because they always host a regional or a sectional. Guys, I know I'm an old man and you don't really want to hear my stories from 20 years, but my team's won sectionals and stuff in that gym. I played in that gym when I was a kid at Dallas City or whatever. So, trust me. Same thing. We got in the Great Western Shootout. Why? I mean, yeah, it's okay, but why are we playing? Because they host. And bingo, we won our first regional in 24 years. Where did we play the sectional? Right here. I said, that's why we do it. We played Macomb because, again, when I was younger and even my Hamilton teams, the Super was at Macomb. Now that's moved to Jacksonville Bowl. Guess where we play in the summertime?
Jacksonville Bowl.
The Jacksonville Bowl. Okay, so, yes, I do think it matters. And I'll tell you this. When we were having practice just yesterday, Coach David popped up and he said, hey, get ready, whatever, bus time. He said, and we're going to A-Town where we beat Rock Ridge. And we didn't get lucky. We outplayed them. We play well in that gym. You're going to go over there and do the same thing. Listen, when you're Coach Glasgow, my college coach at Monmouth College, used to say, high school coaches are the craziest guys in the world because they put their livelihood in the hands of 16 and 17-year-olds. Well, let's turn that the other way around. If you know how to talk to and motivate 16 and 17-year-olds, you can have some pretty good luck with them. And I thought when Coach David said that was the right thing to say, because right there, they didn't verbalize it, but you could see the light click on, in their head. They were like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We're going back where we have had success. Right. And we actually came because we played here the year ahead of that. I think we played Abingdon-Avon, actually. And we won that game, too, because, man, I thought they might be in this thing.
Yes, yeah, there's several.
They were a couple shots away from being that other team,
And I said, man, I don't know if I want to play them at home the way they shoot. That night I was up here with you, and they shot lights out, them and Payson.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I do think it makes a difference.
And they're going to be good for a few years, I think. They've got some kids coming up from junior high that are going to make them good, too. Defense be key, probably. Central plays really good defense.
We both do.
Right up in your face, so yours is going to be important just like it was tonight, right?
Yep. If there's any advantage we have, it's probably a little size. They may have the quick – we're pretty quick too, but they may have a little quickness advantage. They're probably better outside shooters than we are, but we're a little stronger inside. If championship games tend to be low scoring, championship games tend to be, high percentage shooting because people get nervous, maybe don't shoot as well on the outside. Knock on that wood again. But if it comes down to that, I like our chances.
You want to shoot free throws a little better on Friday night?
Yeah, well, we shot them pretty well starting out, and then we let off the hook or something. I don't know what the deal is there because You know, we're not Shaq, but we sure shoot like Shaq sometimes. It's not like we don't practice them. I was a great free throw shooter. I teach him. Taylor Bruniga, if you remember him.
He was lights out from.
Oh my goodness. Well, he holds the record of Macomb. They did a poll, what'll be broken, and they had some scoring record. I said, no, the one that'll probably never be broken is 57 out of 64 free throws or whatever, and 134 or what, whatever his scoring was, but it was from the free throw line. That's what's crazy. Yeah. He averaged 36 points a game, led the whole state, and people say, oh, he had Andy Kaufman the same way when he was at Jacksonville. They'd say, oh, he's got 25, 36, because he was 11 or 11 from the free throw line, 12 of 12. He had a game he was 18 of 18, or maybe he was 16 of 18. He's working with Hank, so it's just a matter of we just got to get it through our head.
Well, Hank shoots his shot free throws pretty well too.
Yeah.
Seems like it has, but he just doesn't. For a guy his size, doesn't get to the free throw line.
He's under 70%, where Taylor was almost 90.
Well, Coach, I guess we'll see you Friday night.
Yep, we'll be here.
That's what the plan was, and that's what happened. So
yes.
that's the way to be, right?
Yep, that's right.
So
we just like last year, we just got to keep following the journey. We mapped it out. These coaches say, I don't talk about you're going to go to Disneyland, you're going to go to Washington, D.C., and you haven't figured out where you're going to tour or what you're going to do. Heck yes, we've mapped it out. And we watch standings all year long. We go and watch games even when we're not playing them because this is a potential. We've watched, I won't say who again to give it away, but we've traveled down southern Illinois. We've traveled all over the place. We do map it out, and what we have to do is just take care of our business and follow our game plan, and we're going to be okay.
Well, some of that has to do with what your expectations are, right? If your expectations are get to a point, you're going to look to that point. Now, you can't look past the things you do to get there, but you're going to look to that point, right?
And I think my guys know I'm a whatever I am as a coach throughout the season, but when it comes to playoffs, this is what I'm about. And, we've been fortunate our teams over the years, different schools have done well. It's because I do scout all year long. I'm always looking down the road. I'm always trying to figure out. I'm the same way with players, though, too. We knew these guys were going to be good when they were 6th and 7th graders. My AC guys, I came home in the summertime, told my wife when they were juniors and seniors, they'd win state. Well, they went 30-1. The only reason they had one loss is because I moved to Hamilton and we beat them in the Super. You can identify if you pay attention and if you study it, and we do study it. And I've got assistant coaches that study the game just as much as I do.
You probably should say hi to the Dallas City folks back home.
I'll say hi to the Dallas City folks. I'm proud to be from Dallas City, Hancock County pride. My son sent me a picture of the Dallas City gym today as motivation because my dad's name.
It isn't pretty
My dad's
anymore.
name. No, I know it's not because I still have a farm in Dallas City. I go by it.
Yeah.
But my dad's name hung on a banner there. My brother's name hung on a banner there. My name hung on a banner, and a lot of my friends' names hung after that. I'm proud to be from Dallas City, Hancock County in general, and all the places I've been, all the places I've coached. I'm proud of those boys, and I'm fortunate I have a lot of contact with all of them still.
Yeah, a lot of Dallas City fans were in the live chat tonight. So.
Yep. Well, there were Dallas City people here tonight.
Yeah. Well, it's not too far away, really.
No.
It's a lot closer than going to Glassford.
Well, we came over here when I was a kid. I remember when this gym was new.
Yeah. Well, so do I. Well, let's not get into that. So.
All right.
That's Coach. Thank you much.
Yep,
Congratulations on the win, and we will talk to you on Friday night. Okay.
We'll be here. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Coach Vass talking to us for several minutes. It always is great talking to him, and we always. Hey, Ada says hi, bro. By the way.
All right. That's my sister.
Yep. I said hi to her later. Or earlier when she said hi. So he said hi if you didn't hear him, Ada. So anyway, Jake, Friday, big one.
I think it's going to be the first one to 40 wins.
Thank you, guys.
And, first one to 40 last night won, but it took them a little past 40 to hold on to it.
We talk about that quite a bit, but that's the style of game we're going to see, I think. And how many teams have we seen this year? A lot that are still playing. You've got Macomb Rock Ridge over in 2A. You've got Camp Point, Illini Bluffs over here. You were kind of grumping earlier about seeing all kinds of basketball, maybe seeing too much for your taste, but man, we're seeing some good basketball right now.
Yeah, and I was complaining last week I didn't get to see any good basketball. Everything was a blowout. Tonight ended up being that way, but it was a fun game to watch anyway. So for Bree on the camera, for Jake Croxton, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for watching this sectional semifinal from Abingdon-Avon High School. The Illini Bluffs Tigers beat the Peoria Christian Chargers 59-34. It sits up the big one on Friday for the sectional championship. It's Illini, Bluffs, and Central for the chance to go to the Super Sectional. We'll be here for it. Make sure you join us then. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you again very soon.